your brain psychologically is going to be messed up. That's more of a mental thing at that point, right? But if you have a 50-50 balance of like 3 kids born in the same family, in the same predicament, in the same city, all 3 of those kids are going to be completely different regardless of how their parents are. And that's just literally based off their nature and their genetics.
All right. So we're talking, right? So we're going back to the school shooter kid, right? His environment alone. So what I'm hearing, we'll make sure as a young age, if you have all this hate and never experienced love, even everywhere you go, you're experiencing hate, you're going to blow up on somebody. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're going to blow up on somebody. Right. The debate is it what did he have a choice, right? Or was he destined to do this because of who his parents were? This is where the argument is.
Okay.
Because if he was at a young age and all he knew was hate and never experienced love, he was going to blow up. He going to kill somebody.
Yeah, but my thing is too is like, why couldn't he grow up? Why couldn't he be born a good kid? You see what I'm saying? Like his genetic, I feel like his genetics put him in that situation to be a bad kid, and then his environment triggered it. You see what I'm saying? Like if like I know quite a few people that were born in they were what's it called when they're born with
hostile environments?
No, they're born without their parents. What's that called?
I don't know what that's called.
When they're adopted. I know. Okay, sorry about that, guys.
I was like,
I know quite a few kids that were adopted, and it's just like not all of them are like bad. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying adopted kids are going to be bad, but it's just like if they don't, regardless if they know their parents or not, their genetics is going to create who that person is. That's what I'm saying. Like regardless if their parents or not, if they're a factor or not, their genetics is going to be like, hey, like regardless if you're adopted, yes, but it's just like when you're born, who your genetics is going to make you who you are regardless of what everything is, right? So for example, right, when we talk about artificial insemination, when basically, moms or not moms,
when there's 2 moms in the system, you know what I'm saying, and they got someone else's sperm and they try to put it into that mom.
Yeah. All right, so
I don't know what happened there, but
but that like right there, that situation right there, that is so risky, right? Because you don't know. You don't know what sperm you're getting.
You can have Hitler's sperm.
You can have Hitler's sperm. That's what I'm saying. Like you don't know what sperm you're getting. You know what I'm saying? Like
have Bill Cosby's
sperm. That's why when we talk about nature versus nurture, I don't care how well you raise these kids. If you have a crazy sperm, your kid gonna be crazy. I don't care how well you raise that kid gonna be crazy.
Okay, but look at scenarios where you have foster care and adoption. These are 2 different environments. Steve, these are 2 different environments.
It doesn't matter.
Right?
I'm telling you, it don't matter.
Let's look at the percentage between foster care. It's not like adoption. If you adopt, these people paid thousands of dollars to have you.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have money and they're gonna be tested back to back to have you. Foster system is, hey, we got a free spot. We're gonna throw you here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And we're paying you to hold this kid. Yeah. So they don't really want the kid. They want the check. So these are 2 different environments where the kid's gonna. You see what I'm saying? These are 2 different.
Yeah, they're 2 different environments, but. Like you're gonna tell me like a kid's gonna want to succeed in life and do better because of his environment. I feel like innate.
If you're around someone, okay, again, if you're around poverty, there's only 2 options. I'm tired of it and I'm gonna do something about it, or I'm used to.
But think of the many great people that made it out of the hood and did great things with their life
compared to everyone else. See, we only could name a good 10 of people or 20 people that really went through hell and back and they made it on top. But the majority of them, we're talking about the majority of people.
Bro, there's plenty of people that were raised in a bad environment in the hood.
And they blew up. Okay, but that's compared to the main population.
But even if they just make it out the hood and go to college in an HBCU or something, like to me that's a success story. Regardless if they finish, like the fact that they got out and they made something out of their life. To me, that's their nature and their genetics exceeding over their environment.
This man dying, bro. This man got corona. I ain't got no mask over here.
Nah, it ain't even that. Like you're basically saying that. So you're saying if a kid was born in a hood, regardless of their parents or what they are, they're not. They're just the hood's just gonna be them.
If they got no other way out. I mean, if that's their environment, they never experienced nothing. If they never went to any program and never did nothing after school, and that's all that they knew, all that they had, all that they experienced. I mean, bro, it's going to get to a point, even if eventually, right, someone's going to go to jail eventually. If I was all automatically naturally born, in the projects, I'm eventually going to go to jail 1 or 2 times. And so when idea clicks, all right, I want to get out of here, it's probably too late because ain't nobody finna hire you. You can't get no apartments. I mean, it's already to the point where you dug yourself into a hole you really cannot get out of. Unless you start your own business and become, do something for yourself. But at that point, like I'm mentioning, it's hard to get out of it because of what your environment put you through.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think when we're talking about the environment, like yes, it's a very influential factor, right? Because I agree with what you're saying with like their environment makes them like if all they know is the hood is them. Like, they just know struggle. They know food stamps. Like, if that's all they know, that's what they're going to be. Yes, I can agree to that to a point.
Thank you.
But I think when we talk about genetics, people aren't, like, I'm just saying people aren't born, genetically, not everybody's born to want to be a failure. That's what I'm saying. Not everybody's born to want to be a failure. I just feel like we need the right people in place, guidance counselors, school programs, things like that, to let these kids know you can do more. You can, like, when you're like, even though your friends are doing that, I know you feel as if that's wrong, right? And it's okay to feel that way, and you can leave that lifestyle behind, and you can actually do good in school and get scholarships and do more. I feel like it's like I said before, I think it's a lack of information, right? It's kind of like it's. I wouldn't even say it's the environment.
That's your environment, bro.
It's the education system.
That's your environment. If you're in a scenario where you could be in an after-school program and you take it, that's your environment because that's what you're around. I mean, it kind of contradicts yourself. You just said, no one's genetically a bum. I mean, but that's what your whole argument is. Nature, naturally, people are bums. I mean, that is gonna. I feel like.
But
it's your environment.
But I feel like you got to look at their genetics too, because if they're a bum, there's a reason for that, right? If they have addictive personality and they have a bad rap sheet of alcoholism and drugs, right? They're gonna tend to go to those things, right? That's why I'm saying that, hey, like, if there's the right programs and people in place, they can exceed that nature and not typically go into that nurture side of just being a product of their environment. You see what I'm saying?
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, so it goes both ways. I think it goes both ways, but I feel like people, like even you right now, right?
Go ahead.
You are who you are because that's how your genetics. That's your genetics, right? Obviously, your environment and how you're raised and good parents, that plays a factor. But for me, the most important part is your genetics. You're saying the most important part is your environment.
I feel like where I am today is because people that's been around me, right? All the friendships I have made and I've been around, exposed to their culture and these things, that's what gave me the knowledge of, and as well as the experiences that I am today because I went through these things.
I see what you're saying, but it's just like, but what gave you that understanding of, hey, like, I want to do more, I want to be better. You know what I'm saying?
Being around a bunch of broke people. I mean, being around a bunch of bums. I'm like, what the heck, bro? I want a Rolls Royce. What the heck? I'm out. Man, I want to be around these bums.
I see what you're saying.
Even on these Colonial, bro. What the
heck? Okay, so if we talk about my family, right?
Go ahead.
There's 7 kids. All of us are completely different.
Okay.
We grew up in the same household with the same 2 parents. Why are we all different? Why are all personalities?
Didn't some of them go to public school and some went down in a private school?
Majority of them went to,
but it was different.
No, all of us went to private school. Only one of them went to public school. All of us were
throughout the whole high school from
middle school.
I'm talking about from middle school to high school.
All of us were all private school the whole time. I've never been in public school a day in my life ever. We've always been in private school. I'm saying our parents they invested money to raise us right, but all of us are completely different personalities, different drive, different work ethic. So you're going to tell me why, since you were with Nurture, why is that?
Okay. I mean, just right there breaks it down, the type of friends you guys had. I mean,
hear
me out. That's your environment.
Come on,
bro, that's your environment. Listen, these things are your environment. You're going to tell
me, like,
these are environments.
So the kids in the classroom is going to dictate my life? Are you kidding me?
If you're around these dudes all the time and you learning from their lifestyle, it's gonna happen, bro.
So you're telling me the most important factor of who we are is when you get into first grade, them 10 students that are sitting around you, those are the people that are gonna dictate your life.
You're gonna be friends with. Let me explain. Right?
Okay, but my thing is you choose your friends of people that are like minded with you. That's what I'm saying. Like if your nature, your genetic is comedy, funny, cool. Like those are the, like, yeah, think about it. When you look at
Yeah.
friends groups, the jock